Welcome back to my channel, listeners. I plan to do some videos in the near future so that it can be more interactive. But for now, I'll just be doing voice recordings and try to put some pictures and so on to get it more appealing to the eyes. However, the information that is being presented is it's quite serious, and it's something that we can really give it some thought and let it sink in and see how best we can relate it to events in our lives or other people's lives that we interact with. So today I want to talk to you about gratitude, being grateful, because in being grateful, it opens doors for magnificent things to happen in your life, in our lives. And this gratitude, it spans a wide or a cross-sectional aspect of our daily lives. So it's not necessarily, the greatest gratitude is being grateful for life, being grateful for waking up each day and realizing that we are still on earth. We have another day to be present, another day to enjoy our present, which is being here. So that is the greatest gratitude that any human being can express, which is being alive. Just being alive, not even acknowledging what you have, but to be alive. That is the greatest gratitude. Now, I am going to be looking at gratitude and how important it is for us as human beings to flourish and to grow and to come into our inheritance. A lot of persons are looking forward to their inheritance in the skies, but the God that I know, the God that created all of this, gave us our inheritance here on earth. Yes. So it's just for us to learn how to unlock our inheritance so that we can benefit and live a fulfilling life. Now, gratitude, being grateful for what you have. A lot of persons make the mistake of not seeing or acknowledging the blessings in their lives and identifying what is good about their life. Gratitude involves looking into your life, looking at the good that is in your life, not the bad, the good, because the good things that are happening to you, that is reason to be grateful. Doesn't matter how small it is, that is reason to be grateful. Because guess what? At that point in time, bad things could have been happening, but the universe chose to bless you with good things. Now, what I want to mainly focus on is, for example, someone is in a relationship, and I find that these days relationships are not lasting, and it's for various reasons. So there's no one specific reason why relationships are not lasting anymore. However, if you look at a couple in a relationship and they have tried to make the relationship work, they would compromise as best as possible, try to communicate as best as possible. However, there is just the matter of it reaches a point where persons want more. They want more than what they have, meaning that they are no longer satisfied with what the relationship brings. They don't feel complete anymore. So they have reached that stage in the relationship, and they feel like if they leave the relationship, they'll be happier, they'll achieve whatever it is, the goals that they want to achieve. After a while, then maybe they feel like the partner is holding them back because of various expectations that they are unable to fulfill. This is quite common, and we can relate. We can actually relate to things like these, where persons will feel that way. I mean, it happens, it happens to the best of us, where, after a while you feel like the relationship is not growing. You reach a point where you stop. Nothing is happening. Maybe every day it's different arguments or disagreements, constant disagreements. However, if persons were to look at the initial reason why they got involved in that relationship in the first place, because we could start there. Start there. Look at the initial reason why both of you got together in the first place. Because sometimes we do lose our way, We lose our way because maybe we got distracted, or, something happened that we feel like we can't forgive the other person. Something terrible happened. So we develop distance, pace in the relationship. However, in attempting to repair that relationship, the first step that couple should do is look at why did you get together in the first place. That could be the main starting point. That is if the couple feel as if they can mend the relationship, or even if you don't think that you can mend it, it's worth a try. I mean, it wouldn't hurt, because in some cases you have a history together, you have been together for a while, so it wouldn't hurt, I mean, to go through these steps. So you sit and try to free your mind, try to be as present as possible in an atmosphere, maybe in nature or somewhere quiet where there are no distractions, and you start to reflect. Hey, when we met the first time we met, you look at how you guys met, that first sight, when you see that person for the first time, you talk about that, how you felt, when you started to get to know each other, how that felt. You try to relive the emotions that you felt each time, that you would meet, you would go out on a date, you would hold hands, you would reminisce on that, talk about that. So each person would share their experience, how I felt when I saw you, how you felt when you saw me, stuff like that. You would talk about your first kiss, if your hugs and all of that. And I would think that would be a starting point, because as I said, sometimes we lose our way, we forget why we ever got together. And then you move from there to see what you have achieved together. You may even do a checklist. Is it that you had goals for the relationship? Is it that you had objectives for the relationship? You could do a checklist to see if, what you have actually achieved, and the myriads of obstacles that you've went through to actually achieve those goals, those objectives. Those can bring you back to that stage of why you got together, and how important it was for you to make it work. So you've developed your checklist, and you've checked off, and you see where you're at in terms of the plans you had together. That can help as well. So you start with, when you just met, you start with certain feelings that you had, the emotions you had for each other, how you felt in each other's presence. Then you move on to the checklist. You check off what you've achieved so far, and that would help you, bring you back to a stage where the memory will be fresh. It will be fresh in your mind, as to say, hey, this is why we got together. And regardless of the issues that came up, is it that we can make this work? And another very important thing that we need to acknowledge is that people change, and it's nothing bad. Change is not bad. Change is a natural part of life. It's a natural part of our existence. If you look at nature changes. The trees, you have certain trees during different seasons in the year, they shed their leaves, they grow new leaves, they change, but there are some aspects of the trees that remains the same. There are certain animals that changes, they relieve themselves of their, whether it's the sheep would relieve themselves of their fur, or the snake would change skin, etc. So change is good, change is not bad. But we as human beings, we tend to put our partners or people we know in boxes. We tend to have an idea, a self-concept of people, of the persons we interact with, and that is what we hold them to, which is wrong. Let me just say that is wrong, because we are creative beings. We are able to navigate this world based on the information that we have at the moment. So in living, in encountering others, in learning new information, we change, we grow, we develop. So nothing is wrong with change, as long as you are cognizant of how that change affects the persons who are in your life. And you have to be, you have to have a place in your heart where you know that you are concerned about the other person's feelings, the other person's emotion. And if it is a case where you are changed, you're experiencing change to the point where you don't think that this person is the person for you anymore, it is best to be honest to your partner, and let your partner know that this is a situation. While I regret it and I regret hurting you, but it's best if I make the decision from now and move on. That would be the best thing. So relationships and gratitude. I know I went off on a tangent, but it's still the same thing. So we have to establish certain things. So being grateful. Now you're in a relationship, so you have established, maybe you realize now that it's the case where you want to continue with the relationship, or you think it has broken down so much that you don't think it's wise to continue. Then you can make a decision, and either you move on or you try to make it work. Now, gratitude for life, gratitude for what you have, is the key, as I said before, to unlocking your potential, to unlocking the blessings that the Lord has for you. And the reason why I use relationship is because we make the mistake too often. So someone is in a relationship, there are certain needs that they had going into the relationship, and you meet someone and you convince yourself that this person is a person for you, and you convince yourself that if these needs are met, then I'll be happy, or you'll be happy once these needs are met. So you get involved with in the relationship, and over time those needs are met, but you're not happy. You're not happy because you forgot that those were the needs you had. So instead of being grateful for what you've gotten, or being grateful for where you are, being grateful for the space, for the person that you share that space with, who both of you achieve whatever goals you achieve. You want more. And in some instances, you find that once those needs are met, you are at a level where it is like, whether it be tangible or intangible needs, you've become so comfortable being at that stage that you start looking for other satisfaction out there instead of looking at the person that you're with to try to get or to grow with. You look to others, you look outside, you say, oh, you can't make me happy anymore. And you ignore what you have. You no longer look at, what I have and try to be grateful and be happy. And the point I'm actually making is that there are times when people will leave that relationship and say that, oh, you can't make me happy anymore. This will make me happy. That will make me happy. And when they go out there and they get what they say would make them happy, they realize that, hey, this can't make me happy. You know what? I was happy before. I just never saw it. What I had before was enough to complete me, but I didn't see it because I was too busy looking out there. But what I think really happened, my listeners, is that we develop a false sense of reality, or a false sense of comfort, where people, it is not things that make us happy, it's people and the support that they give, the tender care, the tender loving care that they give to other human beings, that really is what make people comfortable. So it may be a case where when that individual goes out and say, oh, whatever is out there is what will make me happy, they realize that because of that tender loving care, that support that they had from that partner, it filled them without them even acknowledging it. It filled them. So the additional part that was left empty, that's what they went for. However, when they go out there in the world to find that, they realize that the space that they thought was filled is now empty. So the space that they thought was filled is now empty. Plus, that space that they wanted to fill is also empty. So they realize that they are empty. So they have lost what they had in search of what they do not have. I don't know if I can put it any simpler. So they lose what they had in search of what they don't have. And I believe that is one of the things that happens to human beings when they are not grateful for what they have. As I said, in relationships, not every relationship will work. Not every relationship was meant to be. But too often, persons make the mistake of leaving what they have for what they think they want, and they end up with nothing, because what they had or what they thought they had, they realize that they don't have it. It lies with that person. It lies with the loving, caring, compassionate person that they left behind. So it is my wish that we will learn to be grateful, especially in relationships, because I find that these days persons are not willing to work on their relationships. They are quick to give up. They are quick to end relationships. They are not willing to go the long haul with anyone. So it is my wish, as I said, that persons will begin to be grateful. That's a starting point. Be grateful for what they have, and so they can be blessed to have more. You're listening to Nadra Brown, your soul teacher, your motivational speaker and author. I thank you.